Heyo, what's poppin', gamers? So I saw this new movie that I'd just like to talk about for a little bit. It's a new A24 joint, and it's directed by Daniel and Daniel. It's titled Everything Everywhere All at Once. And basically, this movie is about this character named Evelyn, who's this Chinese immigrant, and as she's getting older, she's feeling a bit unfulfilled with her life, I guess. But one day, she's kind of just randomly thrust into this insane adventure, and it's kind of up to her to help defeat this evil threat that might destroy the world. And doing this involves jumping across the multiverse and dealing with different versions of herself and of her family members, and it's just really absolutely insane all around. And after taking some time to process it, I think I can safely say that this movie is a masterpiece. I think it does a great job at blending different tones. It's kind of a mix of action and science fiction and fantasy and comedy, and it mixes these tones to a really great effect. For as much crazy shit happens in this movie, I think it's really good at explaining, not in a like super exposition heavy sort of way, but like kind of leading you into this wacky stuff without it feeling too overwhelming. And also it's a super self-aware movie too for the most part, which I think really helps. I think the sense of humor of this movie is just really great. Super funny. Without really spoiling anything, one of the gimmicks was that in order to like do something, you need to do this really weird and random thing. And that leads to some of the funniest moments of the movie, I think. There's a lot of great setups and payoffs too. And also I really appreciated how the movie had a few like homages to different filmmakers and different movies, which were really funny a lot of the time. I think this movie had a really great visual style, just from the cinematography to the way it was edited and the way it blended like sometimes different animation styles and that kind of thing. All of it was done super convincingly, and it felt super expressive. And also, considering it wasn't a super high budget movie, I think I was never really pulled out by any of the effects, so just everything about the visual flair of this movie was great as well. Oh yeah, I guess I should also give a shout out to the characters, and I think the actors did a great job portraying them too. Part of what they had to do was kind of switch between the different versions of themselves, and I think for the most part it worked really seamlessly. I don't really have any complaints with how that was handled. Yeah, I think the acting all around was just fantastic, and I think just overall it's a movie that I'd recommend to pretty much everyone, which is pretty crazy to say considering how out there it is for a lot of it. But I think, like I said, this movie being self-aware definitely helps with that. And while there are a few points in the movie where I felt like it was maybe getting a little too overwhelming, I think it always manages to dial it back like just enough so that it doesn't feel like too much of a sensory overload. So that was another really great aspect of it. But yeah, I think in general this movie just hit all of its emotional beats really well. It had some great messages, and I think it's a movie that would be really easy for most people to connect with. So yeah, I think I'd have to give this a really high recommendation. I think as far as a rating, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 5, which is a first for me, at least as far as my reviews go. So it's a golden acorn, yeah. But yeah, if you've seen it, I'd like to hear your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and yeah, good night.